Hey everyone, so today I'm here with Albedo, who is my most requested character to do a showcase on. Now I thought I might as well go ahead and make a showcase on him because he's like banner is 5-ish days away from leaving. So I thought might as well make a video on him while he's still talking about him. People are still pulling for him. So here's my Albedo here. I have him at level 80. His max HP is 19,500, attack is 1,700, and defense is 1,190. So depending on how you play Albedo, you can either have him as a higher defensive-oriented character or a higher attack-oriented character. Now I have him kind of balanced, and I have him preferably a little bit more attack, but you can go more defense. It really doesn't matter. It just depends on what role you're going to be playing, and we'll go over that when we look at his talents. So for his weapon here, we have the Festering Desire, which I think is probably easily his best sword. It's either between this sword and the Skyward Harp. Now this sword does give him energy recharge, so it's going to make his ult recharge even faster because his ult has one of the fastest cooldowns in the game. We have this, obviously I've talked about the sword plenty of times, just to go over it really quick. It just makes his E attack stronger and his E crit rate stronger, and considering his E is going to be on the field a lot of the time, having that extra crit, extra skill damage really helps for his support role. For the artifacts, I decided to go with 2-piece Archaic Petra and 2-piece Noblesse Oblige. Now, this can depend on what kind of, as I said, the role you want to run with Albedo. You can either have 4-piece Archaic Petra, which if we look here, 4-piece will give, upon obtaining an elemental shard created through Crystallize, you're making Crystallizes a lot. So his 4-piece set does go decently well with him. But I decided, I actually had a 4-piece set before, but I switched it off for Noblesse Oblige for that just extra raw damage on his Q. The Crystallize effect, it basically just gives a 35% damage bonus to that particular element for 10 seconds, and only one form of elemental damage bonus can be gained. Okay, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Right. So, basically, you can either go 4-piece Archaic Petra for the 50% Geo damage bonus, plus the Crystallize effect, just make him a full support, or you can go 2-piece Archaic Petra, 2-piece Noblesse Oblige, which gives him that extra elemental burst damage, and of course the extra 15% Geo damage bonus on top of that. Or you can go a 4-piece Noblesse Oblige, which can give, using an elemental burst, increases all party members' attack by 20%. Now this also pairs well with his other talent skill. We'll go over that in a second once we're done with the artifacts. So to start off with the artifacts, for the Flower of Life, you want to probably go defense. This is probably one of the better ones I've seen, which is double attack, energy recharge, and flat defense. This is probably one of the better flowers that I have gotten personally. There's other flower that I have saved on here, which is attack, crit damage, defense. So this one is also good as well. So if we go ahead and take a look at my circlet here, I do have attack percentage. Now you could go defense percentage on this one. You could also go defense percentage on the other one, or you could go crit rate, crit damage. Does not matter. It's up to you guys entirely. So, but I just went double attack percentage. So for this one, I did get HP, energy recharge, defense. The only reason I kept this one is because of the defense percentage and, of course, the energy recharge. If this was double attack, this would be probably a perfect roll. Of course, for the Goblet, you're going to want ahead and pick Geo damage bonus. There is no other option here that I would tell people to use other than Geo damage bonus. Maybe attack percentage, but you for sure want to go Geo damage bonus. If you don't have a Geo damage bonus, then use an attack percentage one, because the Geo damage bonus is really what you're going to be using Albedo for, like 99% of the time. You're not going to really normal attacking with him unless you specifically make him a main DPS staple on your team. So for the substat, I have HP percentage, which is whatever, because I didn't really get upgraded. Then I have attack flat, which is really good. Defense, which is also really good. Double defense as well. And then for the Sands, of course, as I said, attack percentage with double defense, crit damage, and HP. The HP is small, just a little annoyance that I keep getting HP out of my rolls, but it's whatever. But we did get double defense with flat defense percentage, and crit damage. So that's a really good roll. And then, of course, for my Plume of Depth, I have crit rate. Now, I recommend getting crit rate at least one of these things on one of your substats, because his crit rate really helps a lot with his damage. Then I got, this is probably another great roll, crit rate, defense, energy recharge, attack percentage. I prefer if this was flat attack, but still, this is a really good roll. This is also probably what you're looking for on your Plume. Now, I'm going to go over what I was talking about earlier with his talents, and now, if you want to run him based on attack, you can run him based on attack. But if you want to run him based on defense, you can run based on defense because of his E support ability, which when it is over time doing 187% of your defense. So when you use your skill damage first, it's going to do 183%. of your attack, of course, and then 187% of your defense over time when you're attacking with other enemies, and it happens every 4 seconds. Now, it lasts for 30 seconds, and it can be very, very useful. Now, the reason why I decided to go with attack over defense, now my defense is no slouch. It's not like I have 700 defense or anything. I have almost 1.2 thousand defense, which is really, really high still for a character. And the reason why I went with that is because his Q does not scale off of defense. His Q scales strictly off of attack, and his Q can hit very, 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 very hard. And his Q is one of the more damaging ults in the game. 551% straight up, and then when you use your E, and then you drop your Q inside of your E, you're going to be giving 108% Fatal Blossom damage inside, like the little sparkles that come up, like the little minefields that explode after you use his Q. And if you land a few of those, it's going to be doing around the same damage as Child's ult. If we look here, if we get 2 of these, it's going to be, what, 751%. And if we take it over Child's ult, which is level 8, it's going to be 742%. So this one's actually going to be hitting harder, and it's still level 7, not level 8. As well, my talents are not the highest because it's still Tuesday. It is not Wednesday, and unfortunately, I ran out of these books here. So when I get the chance to, I definitely will upgrade him all to level 8. So yeah, Albedo's damage can be through the roof with his ultimate. His E is also probably his most valuable tool, so that is why I recommend going with defense stats on the substats if you can. You can also probably go defense percentage, as I said, for some of the artifacts. And then for his talent passive, he has this here, which is probably one of his most broken passive talents in the game, is when he uses his ultimate, he increases nearby party members' elemental mastery by 125. So you pair that up with a vaporize unit or a melt unit, and they're going to be shitting out a lot of damage. And of course, this is really helpful here. Whenever the enemy's HP is 50% or below, he will deal 25% additional damage on top of that with his E, which is just really useful when you're fighting higher domain bosses or just fighting a boss in general. So that basically does it for Albedo here. So we're going to go ahead and take him into some Spiral Abyss, and we're going to see how he does. And after that, we're going to end the video and then talk about him from there. Okay, so we're here with Albedo in the Spiral Abyss. So we're going to go ahead and see how well he does as the support role. Let's do this. Okay, so to start off, usually whenever I fight enemies in Spiral Abyss, I like to throw down Albedo's E first. So 3,000 damage is actually pretty impressive. And as we can see, his defense, it's going to be doing about 1,000 less. But 2,166 is still a lot of damage. There's a crit right there, 3,833. We're going to throw it again, 3,026. Going to use it, 2,166. So we're just seeing it's doing about 2,000 to 3,000. Now his talent level, as I said, it is only level 6. So definitely can be hitting harder for his level 80 that we have him at. So we're going to go ahead and drop his Q here and see how much damage it does. So 8,613. 1,600 randomly on those little minefields that he puts down. So there was 4,900 right there on a crit from placing it down. There's another crit there for 3,963. So now I'm going to drop this, drop the Q. 8,613. And then there's just a whole bunch of minefield sprinting damage now. And now I literally haven't used another character yet. And we're kind of just soloing this with him. So he definitely can be a main DPS if you do build him correctly and you do put a lot of investment into him. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and melt these guys' shields here, and then we'll be able to use Albedo's ultimate again. There's 8,613, and then just look at that extra damage that came spitting out of there. That was easily like 7,000 extra damage that he just came out of the little minefield part of his passive skill. And that is why I still choose to build a little bit higher attack than the defense, because his ult regenerates so fast here. So, I mean, he's doing a lot of damage, and considering you're going to be switching to a different character most of the time, this is a really good. So we're going to go ahead and see how good Albedo's ult is inside of Bennett's ult. Alright, so we're going to get Bennett's ult off. Then we're going to switch over to Albedo here and drop the ult. There's 11,000, and then 1,688 just scattered throughout, and these slimes are dying pretty fast. Alright, we're going to go ahead and just get a raw ult on top of a slime and see how much it does. So throw down the E, 4,940. He's about half health, so we're going to go ahead and drop the ult. There's 8,613. And then there's a whole bunch of random numbers scattered throughout. There was 1,680 twice, and then we saw 2,700. And of course, he is below 50% health, so that was the extra 25% we saw on top of that, which boosted it by about 200-ish damage. Now, as I said with Albedo, you're going to be switching him out a lot, so you're not going to be running him like me. I'm literally showcasing him, and I was using him 90% of the time. But as I said, I do have Child on my team, so you're going to be switching him in out a lot. Alright, go ahead and switch to Albedo, and then we're going to drop the ultimate inside Bennett's ult. There is 11,000, 2,000, 2,000, 3,000, and he is dead. That was really impressive. That was a really, really, really nice showing. That he definitely gets a pass from me in Spiral Abyss. Alright, and to finish off the showcase, I have my favorite friend here, the Fatui agent, the one that I like to bully a lot with in these showcase videos. But as you can see, Albedo against the agent is going to be doing very, very well. So we're going to have to wait for him to spawn, and there he is. And we're going to go ahead and switch to our... And we're not going to use Albedo as a main DPS like I did in Spiral Abyss. We're going to go ahead and actually switch him. And as soon as we see him and drop our E, I'm going to start DPSing him. Now, you can see the damage stacked with Child, who's obviously a much better main DPS, I think, personally, than Albedo is. That extra crystallized effect is just way too strong. You're going to walk around picking up these crystals, giving you a shield as well. Yes, so as I said, very impressive from our boy Albedo. Alright, and I think that's going to do it for today's showcase. Now let me know if you guys think of Albedo down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Subscribe. We've been gaining a lot of views and subscribers lately, so thank you very, very much. I appreciate as much of the support. I love it. Thank you guys. You guys make me want to keep making these videos daily. So thank you everyone for watching. We all have a wonderful, wonderful day. See ya.